All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the November 26, 2013 meeting of the Board of Adjustments. Call the meeting to order. Roll call of members. I'm Brad Walker, Chairman. Present. Mr. Jim Cecil.
Present.
Ms. Kathy Desadier, Vice Chairman.
Present.
Mr. Mike Bros not here. Mr. Willie Robinson.
Present.
All right. At this time, I'd like to open it up for public comment period. If you have anything to say for or against the Board of Adjustments, please come forward. If you're here to talk about an agenda item, you can wait for that agenda item. All right. Closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of the October 22nd, 2013 meeting?
I can go ahead and make a motion to accept.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
A motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Ms. Kathy Desadier to accept the minutes of the October 22nd, 2013 meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Do I hear a motion to accept the written decisions of the October 22nd, 2013 meeting?
Make a motion to accept.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All right. Got a motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Ms. Kathy Desadier to accept the written decisions of the October 22nd, 2013 meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, let's start with our first zoning review ID, 2372.13 for lot 27 of the Canal Bank subdivision for Brent Broussard, located on the east side of Bayou Terrace Drive, approximately 1,000 feet north of LA Highway 22. Is somebody here to present this motion? Come forward, sign in, and get sworn in, please. All right, tell us what your hardship is and what you're trying to do, please.
I designed my house. I'm getting ready to build a house out on the Virgin Canal. And I had it designed to the subdivision restrictions, which are 7.5 feet lot line clearance on each side. Later, whenever I went for a review of my plans with the parish, I was told that there is now a coastal conservation zone requirement in that area that requires 10-foot lot line clearance, and I'd like a variance on that. My house, the way it's designed now, actually has 8.2 feet clearance on one side and 9.2 feet clearance on the other side.
Does that include the overhang, or is that
no,
to the slab?
I think that's to the slab.
Okay. Any questions? What's on the side of you?
Presently, there's a house on the north side of me, and another house is being built on the south side.
Do you know if it's the same 7 feet to their property line?
I believe the one to the north is. I'm not sure about the one that's being built now.
It looks pretty close in the picture. The aerial is correct.
Aerial's usually off a little bit from the yellow line. Okay. Any questions? All right, have a seat. We're going to open up public comment period. Anybody has anything for or against this zoning review ID, please come forward. It's going to be a quiet night tonight. All right. Anybody? Closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to move that because I was looking at his request, and he's requesting 2.5, but if the 8.21 is to the slab, and if he's got a foot, then he's going to need to 7.21 on that side, which is a little bit more than 2.5. So I'm going to move that we give him 2.8 variance on either side of the house in the side yard setbacks.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Okay. I got a motion to approve with a modification of a 2.8 feet variance is being requested instead of the 2.5. Motion by Ms. Kathy Desideer, second by Mr. Jim Cecil. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, it's been approved at 2.8.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next zoning review ID, 2,373.13, 0.93 acre lot for Clark Lambert, located on northwest corner of LA Highway 431 and Stringer Bridge Road. Somebody here to represent this variance? Please come forward. Get sworn in and tell us what you're trying to do, please.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay.
I would like to put a trailer, on Clark's property. He is my uncle. I am going through a divorce right now, and I cannot afford to keep my house. So I need to buy a trailer, and I can't do both, a trailer and land. So my uncle has, given me permission, if it's okay to put a trailer right next to him, in between him and my aunt. My uncle, he's my uncle, and my mom also lives with him. And then my aunt, I'd be in between my uncle and my aunt.
Okay.
Who is your uncle?
My uncle is Clark Lambert. He owns the corner lot. It's all family property on that 431 strip. All the kids were given a lot. He has that corner lot right there on 431.
So you would add a third house on there?
Actually, it would just be a second. He has a trailer on his lot, and then the next lot is my aunt. So I actually would be on his property, just in between him and my aunt.
So Linda Lambert is who you're talking about? Is
Yes,
her
sir.
aunt?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I want to put the trailer on Clark's land next to his trailer, and it'd be in between him and my aunt.
Okay.
Okay, and he lives in the trailer
He lives in the
there?
trailer. My uncle and my mom also lives with my uncle in that trailer.
That's right there
Okay.
by Pit Stop, right?
By the pit stop, yes, sir.
Is there any rent involved in putting that there?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, we're just very close family, and he said that I could definitely move there, which would help me out tremendously.
Okay. Any other questions?
Usually we approve the secondary residence when you or the person moving in are taking care of a aunt, uncle, sister, whatever. Okay. In this particular case, the way I read your request is that you're moving in because you can't afford your present house that you're living in because you're going through a divorce.
Right.
I understand. But you're not going to be taking care of anybody there?
Not at this particular time, but my mom is elderly. And my aunt, my uncle, I'm very close to. And they don't have any children either. So I know eventually it will be me. They're almost more like
Okay.
my parents.
Now, you'll be exiting 431 or Stringer Bridge Road?
As far as a driveway,
Yes.
it would be 431. Actually, where they used to have the old house was there, is where I actually grew up with my grandparents and my aunt and uncle in their old house. It's actually, there is a drive that used to go to that house. I would
Right.
actually be able to use that driveway to where it'd kind of be to the right of the trailer.
Normally, we also put stipulations when we have these trailers coming in like this that it cannot ever become a rental property.
Right.
And if you're no
No.
longer in it, you have to have it removed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have a problem with that?
No problem.
Any other questions?
No, I have none.
All right, have a seat and we'll open it up for public comment period. Has anything for or against this variance, please come forward. Just state your name.
Oh, I didn't start saying. My name is Linda Lambert. I'm Deborah's aunt who lives in the lot adjacent to my brother. And I would appreciate it if y'all would consider letting her do this. She is, I'm not married. I never had any children. She's the daughter I never had. I consider her. And she's helped me a lot. I've gone through 2 cancers, and she's helped me a lot with that. So who's to say, I may need her again in the future. So I'd appreciate if y'all would give her that consideration and help her. It would help her, and it would benefit us too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? All right, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion? I need a motion.
Give me a
Doesn't matter
second.
which way it goes.
Chairman, please.
We just put it in the motion. You would say it in the motion. Discussion, motion.
Well, my, I guess sort of on a fence here, but, the problem, again, is not an immediate family member, and the fact that, not in an immediate need of care. And also, I'm concerned about this, if we're going to be reinstating a driveway.
The driveway's
out.
always there.
Well, I know, but aren't they widening that in that area? Or
They're
isn't that
widening
about to be
431.
happening?
Yeah, the wide in 431, but it's still, driveway's still put there, even if,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I believe it's part of the family.
I do.
Yeah, I agree
So, I
with-
mean, I don't, it's
No,
not somebody else
I'm
trying to
going
come
to
up
go out
with
on a limb here.
I'll make the motion.
You make the motion, Will?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say I recommend approval of this variance. Reason being is I understand the situation. I understand that probably later on down the line she'll be taken care of.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, we don't approve, if she's in agreement with not letting this become ever
A rental.
a rental property,
Either trailer
either trailer,
can never be
then
rented.
I don't have a problem with that. The
Right.
problem I have is actually on 431. Now, 431 in the morning, which is across the street from Santa Monica High School, is pretty,
Harry,
yeah, to say the least. And a lot of people get pretty disgusted about having to stay at the red light forever.
I mean, I can add this. This is properties already, if you look at it, zoned
I
commercial.
know, but that property hadn't been used in years.
I know, but even if the parish says it's zoned as commercial, it would be for a commercial business that would handle the traffic of a commercial business.
we realize that,
So-
but what we're
But
saying is,
I'm just
we're
saying
thinking
that-
about,
We have to be worried about these secondary residents. We have to pay more closer attention to the secondary residents than what we have in the past. And I hate to say that, but we kind of let things slide. In this particular case, I'm going to recommend that we approve as written with a stipulation that this property never becomes rental property ever.
Do we want it removed if she hadn't, if she don't want to live there?
If it does become sellable, okay, then you have to remove that trailer on your own cost. Okay? You agree with that? Okay.
All right,
That's it.
I got a motion, all right, motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Mr. Willie Robinson, to accept the variance with the stipulation that it can never become a rental property, and the trailer would have to be removed if the tenant is no longer able to live there. All those in favor?
Wow.
All right. Motion passes. Next zoning review ID 2374.13, lot for lot 112, Maplewood Estates for Eric Mullerberg. Probably didn't say that right. Located on the southeast corner of Old Jefferson and Oakland Drive. Is somebody here to represent this variance? Please come forward. Be sworn in, please.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Tell us what you're trying to do, please.
All right. I live in Maplewood Estates. I don't know if you're familiar with where that's at or not, but it's close to the East Baton Rouge Parish line by Bayou Manchac. And real quick, do y'all have the stuff that I turned in to Mr. Lance? So, okay, I'll need.
I'm sure we do.
Yeah, that stuff. Okay. I live in that neighborhood right now in the back. I bought a lot in the front to build a bigger house for my family and I. The only problem I've got is if you can turn to the page with that lot, you can see it fronts Jefferson Highway, so it's going to have a Jefferson Highway address. I talked with Mr. Lance Brock and Mark Parscale with the Ascension Parish Building Department, and they told me that my house has to be 75 feet from the center line of Jefferson Highway. And then I've also got a 15-foot servitude in the rear of the lot with a 5-foot setback from it to the eave of the house. And what that leaves me with is about 100 feet of buildable depth for that lot. The lot itself is about a half acre, but the other lots in Maplewood are usually, well, they're all around about 110 feet of buildable depth. Also, if you look at these aerial photos, the guy across the street from me, to the left of me, and then the next one down at McKay Road and Jefferson Highway, they're all under 75 feet from the center line of Jefferson Highway. All I'm asking for is to be able to put my house 10 feet closer to the eave, not to the slab. So it would be I understand there's a 40-foot right-of-way and then a 35-foot setback. I'm asking for a 25-foot setback. I'm also asking for an additional 2.5 feet in the rear, so we'd still be off that back servitude. And that's it. I mean, you guys got all the drawings and stuff that I'd submitted to Mr. Lance. Y'all can see it'd be my front porch would be encroaching on that 35-foot building line, which is why I'm asking for the 25-foot. It's 10 more feet in the front.
Okay. Any questions?
So you're planning to build a house?
I'm sorry?
You planning to build a house?
Yes, sir.
How long have you had this lot, particular lot?
3 or 4 months.
Were you aware of any of this before you bought it?
I was.
Do it again.
Any other questions?
You said you were aware of this when you bought that lot, right?
Yes, sir.
And the reason why I'm asking that is because that, again, I'm looking at hardship guys, and he's aware of it before, when he bought the property, and now he's coming for us to ask
Right,
to build a house.
right.
And I know we need to utilize the land, but it's Thanksgiving, people. I don't want to be this mean.
I don't need a motion. I got
I
open
don't
public comment
have a
period.
real problem with the rear setback.
What's
It
got a
is-
problem with?
The rear setback, he's asking for 2.5 on. I don't have a problem with giving him that. It is the front setback
Nothing has been poured, set, or done yet, correct?
Correct. And can I just
What, a
reiterate
4-lane
that,
highway?
could I just reiterate that, I'm only wanting to be brought forward to the same depth as the surrounding houses. I'm not asking for anything more, just to be brought to the same distance from the street as them.
So they have existing homes
Correct.
that are,
There's existing homes. I put a map in that package, but, yes, sir, there is existing homes surrounding that are closer to Jefferson Highway.
Unique circumstance on the property.
Part of the problem here is it's on Jefferson Highway.
right,
Of course, I'm sure since you live in the back of that subdivision, you already know what I'm about to say.
traffic.
The traffic there is horrendous.
Mhm.
And it only gets worse and worse, and eventually, hopefully one day, something else will be done. They could at least 3-lane the road if nothing else. And if we continue to move things forward and forward along a already congested highway,
Technically, it should already be 75 feet for it. If it is 75 feet or 70 feet,
it's 75 feet, and that's what he's wanting us to give him a variance on.
And they say they already have existing properties.
Yeah, but most of those houses, a lot of
Been there
those
a while.
houses have been
Been
there a
there a
long
while.
time, when that was just all cow pastures out there.
Right,
Literally.
right.
what about splitting the variance? Give them an extra 5 in the back and only 5 in the front instead of 10. Bring it back some.
In the back, the servitude is for, it's not a drainage, it's nothing other than, well, what kind
Yeah.
of?
I'm told it's a utility servitude. There's an energy transformer right in the middle of it.
Right.
So, and it's not, I know it's not for drainage because I've seen, maps of the subdivision.
Could you, if we give you 5 foot in the back and put you back to the 15-foot servitude, and we give you 5 in the front, can you do this?
Would that be to the eave or to the slab?
That'd be to the,
The-
I think I can make that work. I would really appreciate that.
Okay. You
That's
got
what
an
it is.
open public
Yep.
hearing?
have a seat, we'll open public comment period. Anybody has anything for or against this zoning review, please come forward. Okay, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to make the motion that we give him a 5-foot variance for the front yard setback and 5-foot variance for the rear setback.
Second.
All right. Motion by Ms. Kathy Desir, second by Mr. Lou Robinson, to approve a variance of a 5-foot variance in the front and a 5-foot variance in the rear. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
Good luck.
Now zoning review ID 2375.13 for lot 5-A for Brian Powell, located on the north side of Powell Drive, approximately 1,200 feet north of Bluff Road. Somebody here to represent? Please be signed in and sworn in. Tell us what you're trying to do, please.
Hello. Thank y'all for serving. Thank y'all for coming out on this cold night. My name is Roy Domingue. I'm a home builder, and we started a home for Brian and Tiffany Pyle on Lot 5. And in the process of working through this, we learned that there was a discrepancy that when the development called Bluff Oaks was put behind this tract of land, there is a survey contention that Bluff Oaks technically falls onto this private property that the Powell family has had for about 80 years. And so that has been in dispute for some time. Well, that dispute was really not going to get resolved quickly. And so in coming and speaking to staff, we were counseled, we'll just section off 5 feet off the back, create the new lot in the front, and you'll be free to be able to get the mortgage so that we can build a home for Brian and Tiffany. when we're following the ordinance guidelines, anytime we re-subdivide, now the new restrictions are put on the map.
That's correct.
And that's what's caught us. Because when you look at the 20-foot of servitude for the private road, 12-foot of utilities, 25-foot building line, and the lot is not that deep, you know, you're far back. Now, in relationship to, all right, we're on lot 5. When we look at lot 6, which is Brian's dad, his home is like 31.5 feet from the road. When you look at his cousin's trailer on lot 4, it's 26 feet from the road. We're 37 feet from the little road. Actually, where it talks about the power line is actually within the private servitude. So there's a lot of, you know, when the new lays over the old, it really doesn't all comply. And of course, if you've driven down Powell Road, the very first home on the right is about 15 feet off the road. So there's a lot of things that, again, this is something that for years just kind of developed, and there was no restrictions back there. People put what they wanted where they wanted it. So our heartbreak, our challenge here is the fact that we've got a home that technically falls within the building line, okay? Doesn't encroach into anybody's servitudes, but it's the building line setback. Yet we're further back than any of those homes that are on the street. And so on behalf of Brian and Tiffany, we're requesting that we be allowed to keep the slab in position as she lays.
So you poured the slab, but nothing else?
Oh, the home is up, and
Oh, the home is built?
yes, the home is, it's blacked in. It's called blacked in, it's framed.
This is permit applied, issued, and a plot plan reviewed and approved.
So what brought it to the attention of the parish, you know? Huh?
When we did the slab survey,
Okay. Any questions?
No, I have none.
All right. All right. Have a seat. We're opening public comment period. Anybody like to speak for or against the zoning review ID, please come forward. All right, go ahead.
My name's Brian Powell. I'm the property owner, and I just wanted to speak and ask for the variance to be approved. Basically, what we looked at from the beginning on where we placed our house was we intentionally wanted to put it a few feet further back than some of the neighboring properties to allow some space in the front, but at the same time, we didn't want to take up all the backyard space. And we just looked at that as probably the best place to put it. And we kind of found out about a lot of the new building line and everything a little bit after the fact with some of the issues we ran into, and now we're kind of stuck applying for a variance. So I just wanted to ask for a variance approval. It's basically we're asking for 2 feet on the front side. We're about 2 feet over the building line.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Cleve Pyle Jr., Brian's father. Do I continue to comment, or do you swear? me?
Yeah, just go ahead and comment.
Yeah.
We only do the applicant on swearing in, the person that's applying for the variance.
I worked in government a number of years. I'm still not quite used to it, obviously. No, I'm highly in favor of having our youngest move next door to us, and where the slab is obviously no problem with the way we've been living, and just like he said, I'm the next house, and I avoided the big slough that rains, and he doesn't have that issue, so he is further back.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other vote? Okay, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve.
Okay, second?
Second.
And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't think it's in harmony with the general purpose and not detrimental to the neighborhood as well as the public welfare.
Plus, he did everything he was supposed to with the parish and
Yeah.
wasn't caught in the beginning.
Right.
I thought that was the hardship, so.
Okay.
And it is a dead-end street, correct?
All right. Got a motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Ms. Kathy Desier to approve as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. Any old business?
Other than anyone who would like to
Apply
apply
for a
for
job.
the board.
I've already told
I
you.
got a board job for you.
The only time somebody applies is when we deny somebody.
Maybe next month we can be Grinches, who knows?
Well, the thing about it is also, I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving and have a safe Thanksgiving. Okay, I know y'all gonna drink, so don't give me that. Just please don't get behind the wheel, okay?
All right. Cutting you off because I'm ready to go home. All right. New business. No new business? I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second by, a motion to adjourn by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Mr. Willie Robinson. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.